Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Mario Sunshine 100%. We're going for blue coins in Rico Harbor, so back to episode 1 we go. Huzzah.
Now, I love Rico Harbor. I do.
But I'd say best level in the game, honestly.
Oh, I definitely. But, like, the idea of systematically going through the blue coin checklist on this kind of multi-tiered level design is the kind of thing that hits my brain with a feeling of instant tedium that makes me exhausted just thinking about it.
But the thing is that since there's actual platforming in this level, you're, like, doing stuff. You're not just, okay, I gotta walk to this wall, spray the wall, blue coin pops out. Okay, now I go back to the original wall, and then spray that one. Okay, now the blue coin. Like, there's more to do at the very least, you know? Like, okay, you've got to deal with some enemies here to find this one and go on the grates and whatnot. That's what I was kind of getting at with the 100 coin discussion we had a few parts back, is that you can make the argument that it's at least a little bit more engaging when it's more active for the player, even if it takes longer or is, you know, arguably annoying in a different manner.
But my point is, like, systematically going through just for blue coins all in one checklist feels tedious to think about. And, you know, I think it's pretty tedious to do. I think that if the game had incorporated the kind of player-aiding checklist mechanic or ghosts of blue coins that you've already collected, that sort of thing, I think that a level like this would be a lot more fun to collect blue coins in, because like, the developers clearly intend you to explore actively as you play through regular missions and collect blue coins as you find them. And you know, that's fun when you're doing it until you get to the end of the game and you realize, oh no, I haven't been keeping track of all this shit.
I think maybe some variety in rewards might also have helped, because when you're, you know, exploring for secrets in Mario Sunshine, and I have to say, as someone who's never gone for 100% in this game before, I have found some of these hiding spots kind of clever. Like, not the one like before where you just squirted a random part of the wall, but like spinning the windmills on Bianco Hills. I never would have thought to do that on like the small ones there, and I think that that's a clever hiding spot. But it does. There's what, 120 blue coins in the game.
240,
yeah. It does, and I mean, granted, I understand that this is also an argument that people have about Mario Odyssey, which we've compared Sunshine to constantly, where it's just like, oh, what do you find? Another moon. Okay. This is something I think Breath of the Wild does a lot better than either of these games. Granted, different genres, but close enough in concept, really. Where in Breath of the Wild, when you explore and find new stuff, you're always finding different stuff. It's like, sometimes it's a Korok seed, sometimes it's a weapon, sometimes it's a shrine, sometimes it's a side quest that you wouldn't have thought before. I loved in Tears of the Kingdom finding the caves. I just found that so rewarding, because there were the caves, there was always the little frog dude in the cave. I just liked him a lot. I don't know. I think that
every cave had the bubble frogs, which was, you know, an obvious checklist objective that you always knew to go for when you found a new cave, but a lot of caves also had different stuff alongside that. You know, you might find a really good mineral deposit, or you might find a hidden shrine that you wouldn't have found otherwise, or you might find, you know, one of Misko's treasures, which are the really fun costumes.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, the playing dress up is honestly the best part of Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Odyssey. So yeah, I'm granted, when you're playing a action RPG adventure game hybrid, there's more stuff that you can find that affects gameplay than when you're playing a fairly simple 3D platformer. You know, because, like, what else is there to find in a Mario game? Like, a 1-up, maybe?
The next collectible. But yeah, but like, the problem with the blue coins is just that the act of playing the game the way the developers intended actually makes it harder to finish the game, or complete the game, rather, because you're you're creating additional difficulty for yourself down the line by picking up the blue coins if you find them naturally.
Can you guys think of any other example where that like happens? Because I'm struggling to think of a point where like just playing the game normally screws yourself.
The Stones of Barenziah.
What game is that from?
Skyrim.
I was going to say, it can't be anything other than Elder Scrolls. It sounds like something you find in Elder Scrolls.
It could have been Legacy of Kain. You know.
No, because Legacy of Kain's, like, one major failing is how few extra things there are to do. But, okay, so, like, okay, there are these unusual gems. You get them identified by the Thieves Guild, and and you find out they're called the Stones of Barenziah. What they are is these little pinkish gems in a box that are scattered around the entire game world. You basically need a goddamn guide to find them. but like you can find a fair number of them throughout the world just by playing naturally. Doesn't matter how many you find if you don't find them all, though. So,
Oh, so it's a similar thing where if you collect them as you go, then you're screwed because...
You collect them as you go, and 60 hours later, you have 3 left to find. Where the hell are they? Which ones have I already picked up? Oh, no. So you kind of just have to pick up a guide and go through every single place that a Stone of Barenziah can be found and see if you've picked them up. And the only way to see if you've picked them up is to like look at a screenshot of the spot where the stone is supposed to be found and see if there's one there.
So the thing about that is, thankfully at the very least, Skyrim is a very popular game. So this stuff exists for Skyrim. There are long plays that will be like, it's a 30-minute long video. Here's all the stones.
Oh, yeah. Well,
there's game FAQs and with pictures and stuff like that. God forbid you're playing, some semi-obscure RPG by an early Atlas game or a Falcom game or something that, that people haven't played, and then you're digging through forum arguments where it's just like, hey, has anybody found the thing? And then people are just calling each other slurs the entire time, and you don't get anything actually helpful.
You mean the game FAQs forum, in other words?
Yeah, because that's usually the only thing that you'll...
I cannot think of a more toxic cesspit.
Of scum and villainy. On Twitter.
Well, I mean... Yeah,
I mean,
nowadays.
As far as we know, GameFAQs isn't run by actual Nazis anymore, so, there's that.
Anymore, implying it used to be. Well, okay, well, hang on, what do you... Oh, right.
He's trying to give himself a little bit of extra leeway.
Right. I keep forgetting that there are these things that you spray that instead of spawning the coin right where you spray them, spawn it like halfway across the level, and you have to...
Do you need the turbo nozzle to get that?
No.
It helps, but if you do the slide maneuver and just don't bonk anything, you'll have just enough time.
Wait, did you actually pick that up after the cut, or...
No, I cut because I took a long time to get it.
Your editing fascinates me because you fucking did not edit out the durian shit at all. Which makes me think, how long were you trying to get that blue coin?
Well, I'm just wondering why...
Only Ryan can answer this, and
No.
he's very
Dude,
quiet.
I don't remember.
I think the reason he edited this one is because getting back to the thing that you're supposed to spray is actually really goddamn annoying in this case, because you have to travel across the entire level. Did you just give up on trying to get that spray coin?
I think I get it later. If not, I must have cut past it, in which case I would apologize.
I'm pretty sure there's a tracker you can look at later.
Well, it would be easy enough to find out. It's just you look at the blue coin counter and see if it's bigger than before you cut. I wasn't looking, so I can't do that for you.
Yeah,
If I cut past getting it, I apologize.
Oh, who cares?
Johnny, I actually care
Like,
very
it's
much.
good to be it's good to be courteous and shit like
I
that.
can't-
But at the end of the day,
Blue
who
Coin
fucking
Gate.
cares,
I can't
dude?
believe Ryan BrainScratch Comms lied to his audience about collecting all of the.
Yeah, BrainScratch. That's a long fucking last name.
Okay, Mister. Some call me literally on your birth certificate.
It's not.
Why don't you
just
prove
not.
it there, then, Mister Some?
I'm not
call
showing
me.
my birth certificate.
Yeah. Also, can I have your social security
I'll
number?
post my birth
and
certificate
the
when you
funny
post your
three
IP
numbers-
address on the screen.
The funny 3 numbers on the back of your credit card.
Look. There's a very easy way to post an IP address on the screen without actually giving away your IP address. It's called using a VPN. You know?
Which is this video sponsored? No, I'm kidding.
Now you can watch BrainScratch Comms while making your computer think that you're in Australia.
Why?
Because
I'm not judging your life.
because you want to fuck with BrainScratch Comms analytics, which we never look at.
No.
I just assume that we're at 98% male and like a good mix of UK, US, and other countries. And that's what it's been like for the past 15 years. So
Again, like I've made it known, like, to me, for this channel will forever be a hobby. But like, this is how much I don't give a shit. When we break 100,000 subs, my immediate reaction is neat. And then we just keep going.
I had a somewhat more excited reaction than that, but that was because I happened to be on the YouTube studio page for a completely other reason, and I just happened to notice we were about to tick over to 100,000, and I'm like, oh,
okay,
cool.
You want to catch that moment live?
Yeah,
essentially.
it was just
Yeah.
it was just a serendipitous case of good timing in my case.
hey, we got 86% more views than usual in the last 28 days. So people like Mario Sunshine.
Don't share analytics now. That shit depresses me.
Oh, like when you open your analytics and YouTube says, "Uh-oh, your video didn't do immediately better than your last one in the past 15 seconds. Oh, you're falling off hard, man." Oh man. BrainScratch. It's so
It's so
Joker.
cold. It's so cold.
It's like YouTube immediately shames you for doing something other than Sonic the Hedgehog.
Honestly, though, one thing that you because this is something that you'll often see when people are like, you should subscribe because most of my viewers aren't subscribed. Most of our viewers are subscribed. 77.7% of our viewers are subscribed. So thank you,
That's
subscribers.
dedication.
Thank
And
you.
how long have you been subscribed to the channel?
Listen,
I
you
wanna
don't
feel
need to
old.
tell us. It's okay.
I want to feel old, like reading these comments. If you are subscribed to BrainScratch, how long have you been subscribed to BrainScratch? It's not a competition, mind you. So if you say 15 years, then good. But
I
don't
know
believe
I've
you.
definitely been subscribed to
I
BrainScratch
also
longer
don't
than
believe
some
you.
people have been alive that now watch BrainScratch. So, there's that.
I mean, I recognize enough users and enough usuals in the comment section where I can just immediately pinpoint, the asshole.
Oh, no! That one hurt.
That
one hurt, Ryan.
That was a Lucy pulling the football out from Charlie Brown's foot moment right there, certified. The turbo nozzle really would help. Is there a turbo nozzle in this level?
I
Once
think so,
you
yeah.
get far enough into each world, I believe there's all 3 nozzles.
I think there's a turbo nozzle in the rooftops of this building that Ryan is currently squirting. And there's also one right there, actually, near the dock.
Is the blue one the turbo nozzle?
Blue one's hover
The
nozzle.
gray one is the turbo nozzle.
Okay. Just go get that fucking turbo nozzle.
I probably don't know it's there is the thing.
Oh no, Ryan's got his AirPods in. He can't hear us.
I feel like if you were following a guide to get this particular blue coin, it would have mentioned the turbo nozzle, though.
Hold on, were AirPods a thing in 2002?
No, because the iPod didn't come out till like
2004.
To late aughts, yeah. No, okay, the iPod. Sorry.
well, hold on, because the iPhone came out like 2008. Was it really like that far after or that soon after the iPod?
Nice.
That
No, because the
iPhone came out?
iPod I don't want to say is 2004 or 5.
Yeah, and the iPhone was 2008.
Because I had an iPod by the time I finished high school.
No, it was 2001.
2001.
Oh, okay.
I've never had an actual iPod. I did have the Sony Walkman that was an iPod, though. You know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's what I have now for my car. I just have the MP3 Sony Walkman player, and works good for me. I don't have to pay a Spotify subscription.
Yeah. This way, you're not paying for a name.
Well, if you're buying from Apple, you're definitely paying for a name. I don't know what.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's just because it's I don't know. Brand loyalty is the way to put it. It's what I'm familiar with.
It depends on what you're buying from Apple specifically, because their computers, their personal computers, are actually because of their operating system and the hardware that they put in are actually demonstrably better for stuff like video creation.
Yes,
but
they last a long time too.
Yeah, but like the iPods or the phones, it's just like you're not getting anything better than an Android or a random ass MP3 player.
So I've mentioned this to my brother, and he was like, "Yeah, but when you're using WhatsApp, you have a green bubble instead of a blue bubble, and everybody will know this and laugh at you." And I'm like,
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
What's WhatsApp, by the way? I've heard the name WhatsApp.
What's up with you?
What the fuck is a WhatsApp?
it's basically just another messaging program instead of using the built-in text feature that your phone comes with.
Who
You
uses
use
their
this app
built-in
instead.
text feature on their phone when there's a
Listen,
million
this
other
makes
messaging
This makes
apps?
us old. I don't know. Listen, it's okay. I understand that I will not know what the kids are into these days. It's fine. I've come to peace with that.
There's also an aspect of people just sticking to what they're familiar with. My mom still uses her AOL account.
Yeah, my great uncle still uses AOL for his email client.
Why would you use your built-in text app for anything that you don't need to use it on when, you know, there is the chance that your mobile company will charge you for using it, when there is no chance of that happening with a free messaging app?
I guess that's fair, yeah. One thing, I've always kind of wished that Line was popular in the States, because there's all these cool like Line stickers and GIFs for all these different video game things that you can look up. And because Line is popular in Japan, there's all sorts of good nerdy ones. But since nobody in the West uses it, it's like, well, it can't, why bother? You know?
That and the Japanese have the best emoticons on the planet.
Dude, I love Japanese emoticons where they're just so like lifelike and like, you know,
they are
the
so
little kissy
lively,
face.
and there are so goddamn many of them. I have in my bookmarks a website that just lets you copy and paste all of them, and there are so many, so goddamn many variations on the table flip emoticon.
Oh yeah, oh dude. I mean, I know that emojis are probably easier to use, and again, this might just me being old with my cane, but I liked the, you know, do-it-yourself kind of makeshift nature of it, which adds to the charm versus it is just a picture of whatever you're looking at. Although I will say emojis do sometimes lead to very funny things depending on what OS you use, because I was having an argument with a friend at one point, and then they were making some joke and they pointed a gun. They did a gun emoji at me, and I'm like, that's a water gun. I'm not scared. And they're like, no, it's a real gun. And I'm like, not on my phone, it isn't.
Your phone has betrayed you.
Half the time, the emoticon in my phone's keyboard app doesn't even match what pops up on my screen when I type it. It's weird. What were you going to say, John?
I say fuck a lot. Most of the time, the problem that I deal with is my phone likes to autocorrect fuck into duck.
You see, here's the thing. I say fuck enough that when I tried to type duck, it tried to change it to fuck.
A real Reese's cup predicament. You got chocolate, but peanut butter. No, my peanut butter's in your chocolate.
It was actually one of the only jokes I laughed at in Sonic 3 was set up defense. Damn you, autocorrect.
Was Sonic 3 not funny? Like, I thought that they were supposed to be comedies.
It's just that Lewis criminally has a really bad sense of humor.
Well, I just like I don't find I'm sorry, I don't find Family Guy pop culture reference humor all that funny, to be honest. So, and there was a lot of that. It was like,
In
You
all
think
the
so? I
Sonic,
don't think so. Was.
in all the Sonic movies, or just the third one?
Well, the third one's pretty heavy on it, but like it's stuff like, oh, a Nano Fist. I haven't seen that since I hate watched Green Lantern in 2011. I'm like, eh.
Is that an
Yeah,
actual joke in the
yeah.
Mario in the Sonic movie?
It's an actual joke, but it's not Family Guy. There's no cutaway gag.
Yes.
You know, because Family Guy would have cut away to Peter watching Green Lantern for another unfunny joke.
Hey,
Yeah.
Knuckles, this is just like that time that you got
Yeah.
tricked to give the Master Emerald to Eggman. Actually, Sonic would watch Family Guy and think it's hilarious, now that I'm thinking about it. That's just the
That depends
kind
on
of
what
guy
season
he
of
is.
Family Guy. I was watching the first like 3 seasons. I'd agree.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I also don't assume Sonic has good taste. You know? Like,
He's known to like in the movie continuity, like he watches like early '90s action films. He watches Speed.
They watched Casper.
Yeah, and he watched. Wait, what? Yeah, he did watch Casper, didn't he? No, Knuckles watched Casper.
Sonic and Tails were there.
I tell a lie.
okay.
I tell a lie. There was another joke that I laughed at that was kind of referencey, where when Eggman is quizzing Gerald about random math shit to prove that he's a genius, he works the speed of the bus from Speed into the equation.
oh. Okay, that's pretty good.
No, dude, Sonic 3 is great. Like, I can't wait for us to do a commentary on that because I do genuinely think we have a lot.
It is a really good movie, and well, not from a cinematic standpoint, but just an overall big picture.
That's not what all the Sonic fans do.
Look, during the big emotional finale, when Agent Stone is looking up at the live stream screen, there's a loop of the bus driving by, and it loops at the wrong moment, so the bus pops in on the right-hand side of the screen, and I can no longer unsee that moment.
Release the bus cut.
Yeah, we'll get back to blue coins in the next part of Super Mario Sunshine.
I don't want to.